Good morning, everybody. This is Mike Bowley at Scripted Authenticity, or MickMacMike whenever he's nervous. It's a nice sunny day for me here in Cali, so I thought I'd go into my living room area and I'd stand up and talk to you for the next 10, 15, 20 minutes, what it takes to make this particular video. Now, what's it titled? MickMacMike's heart and lung collapsed. 1 year ago tour. So, as you know, I like to have a laugh, especially at my own expense. I find myself quite a comical person to laugh at and to laugh with. So I thought I'd talk to you about something that really was pretty serious a year ago, back on the 9th of February 2024. It'd just been a normal, ordinary morning. I'd got up and well, no, not that particular day, the week before, on Monday. I got up, gone to the local doctors to go and see them about an operation I was waiting to have for an Achilles problem, which had been with me for 2.5 years. And I kept apparently falling in the street every now and again. I would just be walking just normal, and then leg went down, I went and laid on the floor, sometimes in front of traffic, sometimes in front of other people. We all went into a panic mode and ran over to try and help this aging white-haired twit to get back up again. I never hurt myself, get the odd scratch from the concrete floor, but that was about it. I was more embarrassed than anything by the ankle collapsing. So what happened? Well, they decided after about 2 years this thing was not going away, so we're going to have to operate and find out and relieve the pressure that was causing me the problem. But before that, they said we need you to have a few checkups first of all, because of your age, and just make certain it's all honky-dory before we operate on you. Okay. So I've gone off to a place called Visages and see the doctors there, and they're prodding around, having a look at the foot and so forth, and they started asking me questions. I said, okay, Mike, we don't have a medical history for you or your family, so could you tell us, first of all, is your father still alive? And I said, no, he died about 20 years ago. And how old was he then? Oh, 62. Okay. And your grandfather, is he alive still? So, no, he went back in the 70s. So we're talking about nearly 50 years ago now. How old was he? Well, he was 64. Okay. So what did they die of? I said, well, my grandfather, he died in his sleep of a heart attack. So he went in what I consider to be a nice way, because at least it was quick and gone. And very little pain, I hope. And for my father, well, it's a bit different for him. He went at 62. He also went of a heart attack, but he had just walked into a doctor's surgery to complain about having chest pains. And as he was describing it, he collapsed there and then and died in front of the doctors and receptionists. Again of a heart attack. Oh, okay. Well, how old are you? And I said, 69. Well, coming up to 69. Really? Well, this is a Monday and we're pretty busy today, but we're gonna move things around a little bit here. We're gonna do some tests because we've got to make certain to have the operation you're going to be okay for it. I said, okay, fine. So I felt okay. I didn't feel I was any different to any other day of the week. So in the morning I had all these tests, and they were horrible tests. Certainly one of them was where they go in here, just here. They put this like a tube type thing in there. Oh, did that hurt me? I screamed and screamed my head off. I'm not very good when it comes to pain, and my threshold of pain is 0. So anyway, I went through all that, and in the afternoon, about 1 o'clock, they sat me down in this office, and I've got about 4 or 5 doctors around me, all of them, funny enough, all speaking English. Pretty good for me. And they said to me, okay, Mike, we've got some good news for you and some bad news. I said, okay, what's that? Well, first of all, the bad news. You're not having your operation to mend your foot on Friday, because we found a few things that we want to talk to you about. Okay, what's the good thing? Well, we're going to operate on you on Friday. And you just said, no, not there. We're going to operate you here. What? We're going to give you a bypass. What for? I said, it's my ankle that hurts, not here. No. We're giving you a bypass. What for? Well, when we did the test, we found out that one of your arteries is 80% full, or blocked is the correct word, and one of the others is over 50% blocked. So we're not letting you, in fact, you even shouldn't be here. From all our findings, it's a miracle we're talking to. That's why all these doctors are in here to have a look at you, thinking, are you a mirage or something? So, blimey. So what happens now then? Between now and Friday, I'll go home? What? He said, well, no, you're going to stay here now. You're not going home. And we're going to give you aspirin for the next 4 or 5 days to thin your blood down. And I knew what aspirin was all about because my father-in-law, God rest his soul, great guy, Tom, lovely man, he went through lots of problems, and I'll talk about his medical side on another occasion. All I would say is that I learned a lot what happens to us when we get older through what happened to Tom. So I thought, okay, right, so I'm staying here now. Can I have my computer? Can I continue writing? Because I'm writing a book and I've got 2 chapters to go, and I would like to finish the book. It's been 7 years in the making. And he said, yes, you can, but with moderation, please, because we want you to be totally calm with your body ready for all the tests that we're going to do. So I tried to keep a brave face about it all. I talked to Christina, and the next 2 or 3 days I was trying my hardest to think about other things. But as they kept coming doing these different tests, with me sat up working on my computer was knackering up their tests. So in the end, my computer got took away. So I had to just lay there now and wallow in my own, what's the word I'd be looking for? Despair? Yeah, probably despair. Look, quiet despair. I didn't voice it much. I didn't voice my concerns. Anyway, it comes Friday. Here we go. On the Friday, they turned up with a big trolley, laid me on it, and they started to wheel me from down the different corridors to these big lifts. I go into the lifts, and they're pressing the button, and the lifts are going down, and I'm thinking, where am I going, to the cellar? Where am I going, to the cellar? Anyway, eventually it stopped, so I heard another time it was actually on the 2nd floor. So I go into this, as they're wheeling me out of the lift, I can see these big doors wide open, I can see an operating table and all the paraphernalia that you have, and there's all these people there putting the gloves on, looking at me, getting the face mask on ready. Excuse me, I've still got the last bits or dregs of that cold for the last 12 days. So I had a premonition that I had to do something now. So I said, right, hold it. What's wrong? Listen, folks, I do trust you, but if you push me in there, me lying down on this, you'll be pulling me out and I'll still be laying on it. And I don't want to do that. If you don't mind, I want to walk in there. And someone says, can you do that? And I heard the doctor behind me say, let him do it, let him do what he wants. So hearing that, I didn't wait for anybody else to give me the permission. I got off the trolley, walked in, sat down on top of the operating table, went to lay back, and and as they came forward, I saw the lady who was the anaesthetist, a lovely, lovely lady. She's coming up ready to start her work, and I went, hold it! And I heard somebody go, oh no, what does he want now? So I said, listen, you guys and girls, you're all Colombians, I think. Me, as you know, I'm an Englishman. So therefore, this is an international incident that's going on here. Now, if I happen to die and I don't survive all this, you do realise the full weight of the British government is going to come looking for you, girl. So be careful. You've got to look after me. And not only that, I've still got those 2 chapters, remember, of the book to finish. And if you want me to mention you in the book, right, you've got to get me out of here. And they were all laughing. And I said, do you want me to go to sleep now? And they said, yes, please. So I put my head back down, that was it. Off they sent me to sleep. The operation in total went on for, I've been told afterwards, 6.5 hours. And apparently I died twice through my blood. The way they described it as like a tsunami. They had a lot of trouble with my blood. So, but anyway, all finished. They wheeled me out and they took me back. I was still fast asleep, obviously, when I came out, and took me to the recovery rooms. When I go in there, and I remember this bit, this particular bit, I hadn't opened my eyes yet. I was still coming up from the effects of the putting me to sleep. Anesthesia? Right, yeah. But I was starting to come to, and I was just slowly starting to get there. Wasn't ready to open my eyes yet. And then I felt somebody straddle me and said, "Hello, Mike, you don't need this." And it was the doctor. I apologise. And what he'd done was, he got that horrible tube that they stick down into to your lungs, and he grabbed that and he hoisted it out. "You don't need this." I was the happiest man on the planet. I still didn't open my eyes. Do you remember when COVID was on? I was in London at that time when all the lockdowns were happening, and I kept hearing, the one thing I think scared nearly everybody was that people were going into the hospitals and they were being forced to have this tube put down their throat, and a lot of people died, not because of the tube, but because of obviously COVID. And I said to myself, I hope I don't get this COVID. I don't care about having a cold or a bad chest or anything like that. Just don't put a tube down my freaking throat. And there I was, feeling this tube go straight out. I was the happiest man on the planet at that point. I went back and said, "Thank you to that doctor for doing that." He said, "What, you're awake?" I said, "Yeah, I was awake." I said, "But you were so fast, I didn't have a chance to stop you." That was just brilliant. So, then became, the next 12 months, recovering from it. Because what they do is when they open this area up here, when they do all their fancy work, and then they put it all back in again, the trouble is, the lungs have collapsed. So I've got to train the lungs to work again. And one of the major problems I had from the past was because I was a smoker from the age of 12 till I was 45 years of age. And I didn't just smoke the odd little cigarette here and there, I smoked the big stuff. I was smoking cigars, at the end anyway. And I smoked those like cigarettes. So I go through 20 cigars a day, easy go through them. And they weren't little cigars, they weren't those little piddly things that you see on the end of a plastic, you go like that and burn your lips. No, these were proper big boys. And I used to love the Havana type cigars. Oh, loved them. But I nearly killed myself even then. So I had to stop smoking, which I did. And let's quickly tell you what happened there. I was at home, 6 o'clock in the evening. I've been coughing all day. Couldn't stop this little horrible irritating cough that I had. And it was every couple of minutes. That's all I kept doing. And by the evening, I was absolutely shattered. And I remember saying to myself, watching television, news at 10 or whatever it was, and I said, "You know something, like, me and you, we ain't going to smoke anymore." That was it. I stopped. A little friend on my shoulder, MickMacMike, he said, "We ain't going to smoke anymore." Next day, I went out to the local chemist and I asked him for something to stop me smoking. And they said, "Oh, how about these patches?" "That'll do me. I've seen them advertised on television, paid for them." Didn't realise there's different strengths, for different things for different people. I just bought the box. Came home, and next morning, I went to have my shit-shower shave, which I've been doing for nearly, it was that time, 68 years, and put the patch on. No, well, about 45 years. Then put the patch on, and I felt this horribleness in my ear, nicotine going in. Something like that. Anyway, throughout the day, I never smoked. I didn't even think about it. I got home that night and I went, wow, I haven't had a cigarette. That was the first time since the age of 12 when my mother first gave me cigarettes to take to school. And sold 3 to the kids and had 2 for myself. And I didn't smoke. I'd forgotten that I was supposed to smoke throughout the day, and I didn't. So next morning, got up again, same routine, shower shave. And tore the old patch off, stuck another one on. I thought, "Oh, don't like that." Ripped the patch off and threw it away. And I went to work, and I never smoked. All the way to this very day, since the age of 45, and I'm nearly 70, I haven't smoked. I haven't smoked at all. One patch solved my problem, and that decision not to do it again. But of course, it's like the doctor said to me, all those years from the age of 12, just imagine the damage I must have done to my lungs. Yes, I helped to make things better by not smoking and go and become a marathon runner for a number of years and a big long distance walker. I helped my lungs recover to a certain degree. And but he said it was always going to come back and hit you smack in the face. And your style of eating over the years, because in England everything is processed food. You go to your supermarkets, it's the same here. You go to the supermarkets here, everywhere you look, it's processed. It doesn't matter if it's in a packet, in a bag, in a tin, sitting on a shelf, in a bottle. It's processed, the whole lot, 100%. So how are you supposed to try and stop yourself getting heart disease when everything you're buying at a price you can afford is processed? And it's the same as I say here in South America. But the difference for me here in South America was my wife, Christine, because she's not a vegetarian, but she might as well have been. She does like her chicken and she likes her salmon, and she loves chorizos and cerdo, which is pork to you and me. So she's a meater as well, but she loves cooking with vegetables and fruit. And my diet changed in the last 12, 15 years. I've been coming to Colombia, and that helped to take the weight off me, and also the operation, because when I went in for the operation, I was 106 kilos. I came out, and after another 3 more weeks in intensive care and in recovery rooms, and having this drip going in me, which was basically washing me out, the whole system, I walked out of that hospital at 84 kilos. Yeah, not bad, eh? And I'm still 86.5 kilos at the moment, because I haven't done a lot of exercise in the last 2 months, purely simply because of building the brand and finishing the book and getting it published. So now I've more or less got all that done. I've got the branding all sorted. I've created quite a few videos. Oh, while I got the chance, I have to apologise for the ones I put out yesterday and the day before, and the ones that are going to go out later today and possibly tomorrow. They're not edited. The reason is I didn't want to break the trust of YouTube or Google or you guys. I said I would do weekly podcasts and I would do weekly videos, and that's what I'm sticking to. And the problem that I had was out of my control with my good friend Ruben. Ruben, he lives in Bogota, and he's been a good friend to me for the last 15 years, him and his wife, Gina, and I would do anything for those two. And he suffers from diabetes. Now you may ask, well, diabetes 1, diabetes 2, and you may be asking that to say, to judge whether he's got the most dangerous one or the milder one. There's no such difference between the two of them. They are both utterly dangerous, 1 and 2. You don't want either of them. I've been lucky in my life that the 3 times where doctors turned around and said to me, you are pre-diabetes or diabetic, I've gone off and I've gone on a huge fitness regime for the next 2 or 3 years and made certain I pushed it back. And I've done it 3 times. So shouldn't really do that, to be honest with you, but I didn't want to be diabetic. And my friend, over the weekend, he does all my backroom stuff for the site and for the channels, and he's my editing guru, and the two of us sit together and we create as much funniness as we can into the videos. Well, at the weekend he disappeared. I didn't know what happened, and I finally got a message on Tuesday afternoon from him. They'd taken his mobile off him because he was so ill that he hadn't rested, and he was so stressed out with his diabetes that it actually attacked him in a totally different way I'd never heard of before. It attacked the back of his eye, and his eye, apparently everything all swelled up, and he actually had blood coming out of here in his ear. And can you imagine how scared he must have been, because he's not in his 50s or 60s, he's in his 40s. And I thought, oh no, when I heard about this, and I said to him, right, I don't want to see you or hear from you for the next couple of weeks. Rest yourself. Scripted will always be here. I'll always be here as long as he upstairs allows me to be here. And take the rest that you need. I got another lady called Anna, who's a real young, great class, loves cats, absolutely loves cats, and she lives here in Cali, and she loves working with Canva. So as soon as she found out what I'm doing, and with 3 by cats and the scripted authenticity, she wanted to be part of it. And so she's took over the reins for me for the moment to help with the editing. But she does work full time. So she can't be there every 5 minutes. So between the three of us, we will get back to normal, what's the word I'm looking for? Normality as soon as we can. But it's all down to now how Ruben recovers from what happened to him. It would be really nice if in the comments below, those of you who are suffering from diabetes or had, well, diabetes is the main one, if you could send Ruben a message for me, because they say he works at the back office. So it'd be great that when he does come back, all of a sudden there's all these comments saying, well done Ruben, get yourself better and all the rest of it, and you're an ugly old git. Just do that for me. Tell him he's an ugly old git, all right? Thank you very much. He's a Python fan, by the way, so you can swear at him, you can say anything you want to him, you can abuse him as much as you want. He will just laugh his socks off, because that's how good a guy he is. Right, now also, if you don't mind going down to the bottom at some point, subscribe, comment. I'd love to hear your comments about how we're doing with scripted. And I said we do apologise that these latest videos are not edited. So you'll see me coughing, there'll be times I'll make mistakes. I don't mind leaving the mistakes in, because I think they're funny bits. But please bear with us. I would say our videos are probably 100% bad. They're not great at the moment because it's the way they're finishing. The content's lovely, content's fun, but it's the overall finishing of them. The next 10 that we'll do when Ruben gets back, hopefully 90% of those will be bad, not 100%. Then 80% as we get more and more experience. Eventually, you're going to come back one day and say, Mike, 100% great. That's what I want to see. Hopefully that's when the 1000th person decides to subscribe to the channel, right? Yes, I'm hoping to get monetization at some point in the months or years to come. Hopefully months, because as I say, I don't know how much longer I've got. So if you want to look after an old boy here, he's nearly 70, the 27th of April is his birthday. How about 1,000 of you subscribe before that date, so I can wake up on my birthday and do another video saying thank you to all of you that a 70-year-old guy has just been invited to monetize with YouTube. That'd be a great present for me, right? Imagine me telling you guys that we did it together, all right, for scripted authenticity, home of anthropomorphism. Yes, I said it. And champion anthropomorphic storytellers. Okay, right, so how do I feel now? Well, you can hear it in my voice. I feel good. I feel really good. Hell yes, I feel good. Okay, I've lost all the weight. I'm putting clothes on that I haven't worn for like 13, 14 years. I can pull my shorts up. My belly's a little pot belly there still, but it ain't the big one anymore. And but am I looking for medals or accolades? No, it's myself. You know, I don't mind the medals when I go and do a 5K or a 10K or a 21K, which I'm due to do in April. I don't run them. I'm not allowed to do that for a moment. I've got to wait until next February for them to turn around and say to me, Mike, off you go, you can start running now. And I will do it nice and gently, because it is actually quite scary to have all this time when you can't do it, suddenly somebody saying to you, go ahead, you can do it now, you're fine. So I look forward to next February. What matters the most is the little things in life. How I feel. Do I smile? Do I laugh? I do. So I decided, well, what's the 6 things that I should think about at the moment? And one of them is, can I still climb 3 flights of stairs? I'm on the 4th floor here. And obviously there are times when the lift doesn't work. So going down the stairs, yeah, easy peasy, right? The fun is coming back up them. So I've learned to gauge how I feel that 3 or 4 times a week, I quietly walk up those stairs. There's 94 of them. And towards the end of this video, you are going to come and join me. We're going to go and do those 94 steps down and 94 steps up. And then I'm going to try and say goodbye to you without losing one of my lungs. Okay? So that's to come at the end of this chapter. Right, it's a great workout because it means that my muscles get used, my lungs get used, and my heart does a little bit more extra work. So, and I've got to do this walk back up, by the way, in under 90 seconds. And then you can be able to tell me in the comments down below, after witnessing when I'm done, tell me, am I about to break my clogs, or am I okay? You can tell me. Let's see if there's any cardiologists out there watching this program. Right, number 2. Do I remember what I had for lunch yesterday? No, my memory's useless. How I remember the cats is a miracle. No, I never remember what I did. What I said to you today, right? The fact that I play these videos back to myself tells me what I said ready for the next scripts that I'm going to be writing. I'm so glad I can do that, because the moment this video is finished, I will not remember what I said. Terrible, isn't it? To have such short-term memory. So I do this, the webcams and everything else that I do, to make myself active, even on the memory, let them be active. I don't want my brain to go to sleep thinking, okay, go to sleep now, he's not doing anything else. So do I want to stay retired and just do nothing? No, I need to keep myself active. I've been working since I was 10 years of age. I was delivering milk at 10 years of age, delivering newspapers, falling asleep at school, all that sort of stuff. But now, yes, I'm supposed to be retired. Yes, I'm supposed to sit there with my slippers on and me, not my rain Mac. No, that's another joke. What's the word I'm looking for? You know, just with slippers and pipe and all the rest of it. Well, I ain't that type of guy. 3. Oh, standing on one leg. I can do this in front of you. Let's see what happens, right? And I'm not going to touch the camera, so I'm not going to be playing a joke on you. But they say, can you stand on one leg for 10 seconds? So let's do it. It's now 26:39. Go. Whoop. No, I can't right now. No, I can't do it. Ooh, that's terrible. Ooh. I did it earlier on in the bedroom. I was fine. Maybe it's the shoes I'm wearing. Blame your tools. Weapon always blames your tools. Worry about that, because it means I need to change something, because I should be able to just do this. All right, I'm doing it. My arms are out. I'm doing it. Yes, I did it. I did it. 10 seconds. That means my spirit is intact. Good. Laughing. Well, I have no problems with laughing. You've seen that. I laugh at myself constantly. Throughout my working life, everywhere I worked, everybody knew that they could crack a joke, and if I was the brunt of that joke, I'd be the happiest and the one that laughed the most. Give you a prime example. In Terminal 3, one particular day, there was a guy sat at one of the X-ray machines, and he spotted me walking along. And I was one of their officers, in charge of management, in charge of them. And I'm walking along, and with my little radio in one hand, my clipboard in the other. And I heard him turn around and say, well, I didn't hear him say anything. All that happened was he said something to somebody. And what they did, they got one of those baggage, what do I call them, containers. Those big containers where you put your bags in that goes through the X-ray machines. They got one of those. They super glued it to the table where they do the searching of the bags. Yeah, glued it to the table. Super glued it there and then. I didn't know. I was not coming to walk by. I was like, Mike, yes, can you pass me the container, please? I thought, that's weird. Why didn't he pick it up and take it himself? I thought, okay. As I went to pick it up, so did the blooming table. Search table went with it, right? It was all super glued. I had to spend the next 15 minutes in front of all these laughing passengers with a knife ungluing this bloody luggage container. My compatriot managers, they were not pleased with me. They felt I should have took this guy off and took a bullet against the wall, put a bullet against his head and put a gun against his head and shot him. Right, that's how serious it was. Me, I just laughed my socks off, and I know I shouldn't have done. So was I a good security manager? In a lot of things I would say yes, 90% I was. 10% of me, no, I like to have a laugh and a giggle, like everybody else. Loneliness. Now, I'm no different, I'm not a robot. As we get older, our social lives starts to reduce. Why? Friends die, friends move away, friends don't become friends anymore, don't stay friends anymore. We don't go out to the pubs and clubs and discotheques and all these sort of things. We're more at home, comfortable with our families, watching the television, and that takes over our lives. So loneliness does creep back in. So I'm subject to that just as much as the rest of us. My wife works Monday to Friday. as like what it is, with me, I've got 3 cats, 2 little kittens and a boy called Blackie. And actually he's a man. And those 3 look after me. They keep me occupied and they keep me smiling. So there was that. And also I got you guys. When you write comments, when you click I like, reviews and everything else, that is a big plus for me, right? So please keep doing that, right? I know everybody does it on YouTube, but personally it means a lot to me. Okay, absolutely does. Talk about my memory. With that coordinating to stand, it gives me the ability to stand, and age is just a number. Remember that. As I said, my father died at 62, my grandfather at 64, and in the UK, the stats for what they call health life expectancy, HEL, is that in the United Kingdom, the life expectancy of a male is 63. So look at that. My father went at 62, my grandfather at 64, so technically I'm supposed to have gone at 63, around that point. Here I am, 2 months away from 70, and I'd like to get 10 years more in if I can and enjoy what I'm doing here with you guys. So we've now come to the challenge. Are you ready? Are you ready to go with me down the stairs and up again? Come on in, follow me, right? I'll try not to let the camera get in the way too much, but let's see what we can do. So let me just reduce that down a little bit. There we go. That'll be easy for me to hold. Right, got my keys. There we go. Now I'm going to turn the camera so you can see where I'm going. All right, so you can have a look. So there's the lift, and here comes the first of the stairs. Okay, we're going down now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. I'm going to shut up for a minute. Let's just get ourselves downstairs. Hopefully the light will come on. Yep. A bit dark, isn't it? And dears. Not far now. Feels like going down to the dungeons, doesn't it? Right, to prove I'm not doing any trickery, here's the lift again. There's the lift again. Oh, big up. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're now going to go and do those 94 steps. Off we go. Here we go. Let's see if I can do that in 90 seconds. You do the measuring, folks. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28. Keep going, 28. A few steps obviously in between. 28. 9, 30, 31, 32, 35, 36, 39, 40, 41, 42, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. One more to go. 56, 57, 60, 61, 64, 65, 66, 68, 69, 70, 71, 73, 74, 75, 76, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83. 83 steps. Why I got 94? I did it. I'm out of breath, but I did it. So this is MickMacMike, who's not so nervous right now. Who's going to sign off. Wish you all the best. Have a safe life, a safe afternoon, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.